Welcome to the Motormouth YouTube channel. I'm Zach.
I'm Andrea.
And we do full-length car reviews each and every week. And partway through, we stop for a segment called Questions, Coffee, and Cars. We've spun it off into its own standalone thing. We're at number 46. If you want to get a question in, how do you do it?
Follow along on Instagram at Motormouth_Andrea. Every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. Pacific time, I put a post out. Once we pick our questions, the post is deleted and we start the show.
Time now for Questions, Coffee, and Cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
Love your videos. Thank you. Do you think the trend of fixed panel glass roofs will continue? A glass roof that doesn't open is a deal breaker for me.
It's very popular in electric vehicles to have a non-opening sunroof. And the reason they do it is this is called a cartridge. The sunroof pack that opens. It's quite thick and heavy, and to save weight but still have a glass roof, they do it where it doesn't open. So that's done for weight savings.
Yeah, they want to, do the best with aerodynamics and obviously range. Now, recently, which is I think why this is coming up, is that the Crown Signia has a fixed glass roof, similar to what the Venza has right now. I think people are a little bit disappointed that it doesn't open. I had to double check that because when we did the review, I didn't notice the vehicle wasn't on, and it is a fixed glass roof. I mean, I prefer a panoramic sunroof that opens myself. I like the fresh air.
When has this ever been open?
I open it. How would you know? You're not always with me.
I'm not always with you.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're up to when you're not around. Obviously, you're running around with your hair blowing in the wind.
I like to have it open a crack. Not on a hot day.
But it's also good for
it's
good for the vent. Where the back pops up just a little bit and you get some airflow.
See?
It's good for that.
I really enjoy it. Thing about Zach is when he's in the car, he shuts it all down so it's really dark, Yeah. I'm not like that. I like it open and airy and bright.
All right, sunny ways.
Who's the person that says questions, coffee, and cars?
Time now for Questions, Coffee, and Cars.
Oh, who says questions, coffee, and cars? Time now for questions. That's David Kay. So
David Kay, a friend of ours.
A little backstory. David Kay.
First off, we should say that he's an actor as well as a voice actor.
Okay, so he does a lot of movie trailers. He does Megatron, I think it is. I don't know. He does
Transformers.
He does voiceovers for cartoons.
Yeah.
He does movie trailers. He does TV commercials. If you're in Canada, at the Brick. That's David Kay. You know the Brick.
Yeah.
He's
such a nice guy.
And he does so much stuff. So I've known David for a long, long time. When I started in radio, a guy I work with named Howie, his friend he went to school with lived in London, Ontario.
Yeah.
And then I became friendly with David Kay. And I was looking for a place to live. So I moved into Dave's basement. And Dave and Maria, his wife. And funny story, it was freezing cold one night and I had a Chevy S10 pickup. Manual transmission. I didn't put the parking brake. I just left it in first gear.
Yikes, rookie mistake.
And the driveway was on a bit of a hill. And then, I guess when the car was warm, and then when it got cold, it popped out of first gear. And Maria knocks on the door. She says, Zach, your truck's across the street. And the truck rolled down. It didn't hit anything, luckily, or didn't hit anybody. It's in the middle of the night, but the car rolled down the hill.
I can't believe you're sharing that. He has not shared that with me.
Stuff happens. I went through a hedge with that truck, too.
Wow. Really held up.
No, it was just sheer ice. I came to a stop sign and it went right through the stop sign and into a hedge. And the guy says, well, you got to fix my hedge. I said, well, wait till the spring and see what happens anyway.
So the funny thing is about this, so Zach's known David for a long time, and I worked at LG 73 with David and Howie. And I remember when I was with Howie, he would be talking to Zach on the phone and he would say, oh, say hi to my friend Zach. This is before I even knew him. And I'd be like, oh, hey, Zach. And then who would have known? Who would have thought that we would be together after
so anyway, Questions, Coffee, and Cars intro is done by David Kay. If you want to look up A-list voiceover guy in the industry, he's at the top.
He's great.
Time now for Questions, Coffee, and Cars.
Lexus RX 450 plug-in hybrid worth the $90,000. Would you pick something else for that price?
Yes.
I think that the problem with luxury plug-in hybrids is that they're all starting at that price. We just had the GLE plug-in hybrid and it starts at $90,000 and then you get your extras. This is only one trim.
Riddle me this, Andrea. You going with an RX plug-in hybrid or the Mercedes plug-in hybrid?
I'm going with a Mercedes.
Yeah, it's nice.
I'll pay a little extra.
Yeah, it's very nice.
I'll get a few extras.
But it's also, I mean, the Mercedes is already spendy anyway. The Lexus RX is a lot cheaper than the gas models of the Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah.
But I would suggest that just the regular hybrid of the RX is a lot cheaper, and you get years of driving before you're going to catch up with the price difference.
Yeah, the plug-in hybrid RX is a lot of money. I'd rather just go with the NX plug-in hybrid. I know it's smaller, but at least I won't, be paying as much. $90,000 is a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, but the
for
RX,
Lexus.
the RX with that hybrid max system,
It's great.
you're not getting the killer fuel economy, but boy, it's just nice to drive.
Love what you do. Thank you. We are Subaru devotees, but have been frustrated by how slow they've been to adopt hybrid technology. Yes, the upcoming Forester hybrid is a good sign, but why are they so far behind? That has to do with a small company, and it costs a lot of money to bring in electrified vehicles, which is why they've teamed up with Toyota.
Okay, so Toyota owns a chunk of Subaru, and one of the product planners that we talked to said, whenever you see Subaru come out with a model improvement, they don't typically do full vehicle everything. That happens once in a while. You're seeing that with Forester, but really part of it is carried over, right? So it's got the same engine and transmission that's from the gas model. So they're saving some of that money they would spend to put into the hybrid technology. So think of the Synergy drive system that Toyota has, but not with their 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, with a Subaru 2 or 2.5 liter flat boxer engine design. So they're going to modify it to work with their drive system.
I'm excited about it. You're right. Subaru is behind, but I'm hoping that once they kind of get a hybrid out, that it'll move to other vehicles in the fleet. Love your show and never miss an episode. Thank you. Any word or thoughts on when Mazda might release a redesigned CX-5 and when a Toyota might release a redesigned 4Runner?
4Runner. Well, the 4Runner is a big question mark, and we've seen all the body-on-frame trucks getting redone. So we've seen Sequoia done, we've seen Tundra, we've seen Tacoma. 4Runner's next on the list. Whether it's going to be a lot of rumors it could be just a straight EV.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think they're going to go this hybrid approach like they have with the other vehicles. And what was the other car again?
The CX-5.
CX-5 is kind of due.
CX-5 is due, nothing for 2024, but maybe in 2025, I'm thinking that they might have a full redesign on that. They've got the CX-70 coming out, which is going to be the inline six, probably in the plug-in hybrid, the same as the CX-90. And then the CX-50 is supposed to get a hybrid possibly next year, and then maybe they'll move to the CX-5. There are rumors that they're saying they're going to eliminate the CX-5, but after speaking with Mazda Canada, they just can't see it happening. I mean, it is their best seller.
What happens in the industry is pretty much a category of vehicles all get updated, refreshed, or replaced within 18 months of each other. So we're starting to see the plans for 2025 is going to be the big year for compact utilities. RAV4 will be coming out in 2025. Forester's been announced for 2025. I wouldn't be surprised that CX-5 is going to be updated for 2025. So that's a year or so away. And the other thing is, same thing, they suffer the same malady as Subaru. They're not a big company.
Nope.
They don't have the research and development to pour in to doing all of these different models. So they're going to stagger it, and I think 25 is the year to watch.
And they're working with Toyota as well. They're going to have a hybrid system that is going to be the Toyota hybrid system, kind of same as Subaru. Maybe they'll have their own engine, like what Subaru is doing, but it's going to be that same Synergy system. Love this show. Thank you. Do you think buying an EV right now is a smart decision, knowing that new battery technology such as the solid-state battery from Toyota is just around the corner? Buying an EV now and keeping it for 7 to 8 years may result in poor resale value.
Well, that solid-state battery is coming. It's going to be 2027 or 2028, but it's not going to be in the mainline cars. I guarantee you it's going to be in Lexus products. They have to bury the cost into the more expensive vehicles to start with.
Yep.
Eventually, it could be democratized through their lineup, but I don't think it's going to be coming out on mainline cars.
And when we were in Japan, Lexus released a new sedan, and it's not going to have a solid state battery, but it is going to have a new battery, which is going to offer more range and more power for that vehicle. So stay tuned for that. That sounds like some exciting news, and maybe that battery will trickle into other vehicles within the Toyota and Lexus lineup. But you're right, solid state's going to cost more money initially, and people, they're going to have to put it in a vehicle that is going to cost more in the luxury category.
Yeah, they got to bury it in there. Okay, so this is the big question that a lot of people are having around the kitchen table at night, like when do we jump into the EV and what's it going to be worth? And back to my point I always make is that the one way to get around this to future-proof is to lease the vehicle with a guaranteed buyout at the end of the 3 or 4 year term, so you know you have some certainty about what the vehicle is going to be worth. If at the end of the 3 or 4 years the market, the bottom falls out and these vehicles aren't worth much, then you just give it back. But if it's strong and the vehicles are going for good money, then you could buy it out and keep it.
Yeah, buy it out, keep it, buy it out, sell it, and move into another new vehicle. I mean, there's lots of different options for sure.
But that solid state technology is going to be a major disruptor in the marketplace for EVs. So if it can get close to what they say, which is anywhere from 12 to 1,600 kilometers, that's almost 1,000 miles of range, being able to charge it in a short period of time, and it being lighter, that's game changer stuff. So a lot of people, as that starts to get closer, will back off and wait.
And, you know, Toyota's going to probably be the first, and then it will trickle to other brands. So definitely exciting times ahead. Hi guys, love your show. I live in Montreal and currently own a 2015 WRX. I ordered a Niro plug-in hybrid in March, still waiting. Should I try to get a Camry hybrid XSE? Wait for the Niro, or get a 2024 WRX or Legacy GT. I travel 14 kilometers per day, but go to Florida once a year. Need space for 4. Wow, that's a real mix up there.
Just get a WRX again.
The WRX, I mean, terrific.
The thing is, it's horrible on gas.
Horrible on gas.
Horrible on gas.
Yeah.
We both like driving it. I think they did a really nice job. It's a wonderful vehicle.
Why don't you just get
But it's a niche market, right?
Why don't you just get the current model Camry hybrid? Because the new model, when it comes out, is going to be difficult to get. So why not just go for that one?
Here's what you do.
It's so spacious.
If you've ordered a car,
He's got the Niro. He's still
just
waiting.
drive the WRX you have and wait for the new car to come in. That's what I say. You've got one on order. You've already waited how many months? When did it go?
March 2023.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Oh man, and it's a plug-in hybrid.
Yeah, you're gonna like it.
You only do 14 kilometers a day. Just wait for the Niro.
Stick with the plan.
Yeah, stick with the plan. Get the plug-in hybrid. It sounds like you don't need a vehicle. You've got a 2015 WRX. That's fine. Let it go. Ride it out. That's what I say. Thank you for the Canadian content in your reviews. I'm looking at getting a family hauler, mostly likely a minivan. Is there any news on an Odyssey or Pacifica refresh? I know the Carnival is getting a facelift, and the Sienna is still fairly new, aside from Safety Sense being an older version. Which of these haulers is your best value recommendation?
Well, the best value is the Carnival. I would say if you're really interested in buying a van and keeping it long term, Odyssey is going to be updated, I believe, this year or next year. So if you want the newest and the latest, Honda's going to have something.
Yeah, I think for me, Carnival, I agree, best value. Hybrid, best fuel economy goes to the Sienna, but the Odyssey was really comfortable, and the V6 in it is good. The transmission is very good in it. And I mean, they're all spacious. You're going to get that in a minivan, but if you're on a tighter budget, you're going to find the Carnival to be the best.
The best fuel economy, Andrea, is the Pacifica with the plug-in.
Sure.
But you know what? You just look up the price of that thing. Wow. I don't know how they get away with asking that much for a vehicle that is not had the best reliability and is old technology now. Like that Pacifica has been in the marketplace for many years. So you're right, that's due to be refreshed. Interesting thing is where it's made in Windsor, Ontario, I think that factory's flipping over to be producing electric pickup trucks. They're not going to be making the van there any longer. So I don't know what's going to happen. If you live in the Windsor area, you probably have more information on that.
And also that Pacifica does qualify for the federal EV rebate in Canada of $5,000 and any rebates in participating provinces. So that does bring the cost down a bit, but still, it is expensive. Minivans are expensive now.
Best handling minivan goes to Pacifica. It does handle really well.
It does, but I wouldn't say it's really.
It's a
you would say
minivan,
the best
Andrea.
handling?
Yes, I think it is.
I'm not sure I agree with that.
That's what I think.
I like the Sienna only because of the fuel economy. But I mean, when you're going up a hill, boy, it's really working hard. It's a hard worker. Love the channel, and Zach's put it in S, shooting. You gonna do it for us?
Bing.
This bench versus captain seat in the 3-row SUVs is driving me crazy. I'm looking for a non-luxury bench seat second row SUV next year, a plug-in hybrid. Talking about comfort while driving, which one is better? Outlander GT 2024 or the new Sorento facelift 2425, or maybe a third row option. Thank you from Montreal. Well, the third row in the Sorento and the Outlander, tiny. I mean, Zach, you show yourself getting in there. I think he's.
I always, whenever I go in a really tight space, I look at the camera and I look and go, help.
It's tiny.
It's kids only. Listen, these
Yeah,
vehicles
little
are best
kids.
for kids. So you need to go to a class bigger if you really want to have room for everybody, but then you're limiting your availability of plug-ins. So you have to come up with some kind of compromises. You're going to have lots of space and not get a plug-in, or have the plug-ins.
So the new Santa Fe, I sat in it at the auto show in Los Angeles, yes. And I have to say that the third row is fairly spacious in that. There was a gentleman who was 6'2", and I sat in the second row. He was in the third, and I put my seat where I would be most comfortable. And he said he was fine back there. He couldn't get out of the third row. I needed to help him.
Just a minor problem, Andrea, getting in and out.
But he could sit in there, and there was room. But there's no plug-in hybrid option on that at this time, only a hybrid.
Here's the thing is the 6'2" don't go in the third row. They go in the first or second row. It's the kids and the little people go in the back.
But it's always fun watching them get in and out. Like, I really enjoyed it, watching them.
All right.
It was fun.
So if you're dead set on a plug-in, the compact ones are not going to have the space.
No. So I would say, if you're okay with the gas model, the biggest Toyota Grand Highlander, you could get a hybrid, and you could get the 2.5 liter hybrid, which is reasonably priced and gets great fuel economy. Or gas model, the Volkswagen Atlas, that 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder is actually very good, and that is a super spacious vehicle as well.
All right, I think we're done, Andrea.
I think we're done.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. If you want to get a question in, how do you play along?
Follow along on Instagram at motormouth_Andrea. Every Sunday I put a post out on Instagram, 7 a.m. Pacific time. It's only up for a short time. Once we gather all of our questions, the post is deleted.
We'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching.